Hey everyone, it's the More Phenomenal Podcast. I'm Doug. You're
I'm
Mac.
Mac. I'm Mac.
Yeah. Mac, we are in the viewing globe today.
I'm so excited. That's
Yeah,
crazy. I can't believe it. How lucky are we?
yeah.
Yeah.
Zordon, look at them and look at the viewing globe.
Yeah.
It's
I
Doug and Mac, and we're going to be talking Justice League Power Rangers 2017 crossover
the
graphic novel.
the DC Boom Studios collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
So this was pretty much right on the heels of the Ranger comic, not too long after it had actually come out that they did this crossover. And yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
let's do general like thumbs up or thumbs down. Should we just say it right now?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
thumbs up for
thumbs
sure.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I guess we should also explain. This is how we do it. We're just all over the place, but we're the
yeah.
More Phenomenal Podcast every
More phenomenal
week.
podcast.
Yeah.
That's what you're tuning into right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
With an E with in the morphin because I thought that's how it was, but we're unique that way.
yeah.
So every
It's
week,
more like phenomenal that way.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Every week we talk Power Rangers, review either an episode or a book, and just talk about all the news going on that week. A lot of news
yes,
in the Power Ranger world.
yes. We
Mostly around
promise.
these guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we promise to keep you up to date on
Yeah.
every detail. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially Lightning Collection or just like toy news in general.
Mhm.
And if you ever wanted to know what happened in a random episode of a random season, then definitely tune in, and we can give you some context into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but today we're talking about the book.
excited
I
to talk about this book.
I think total thumbs up. It was a very
Yeah,
easy read for me. What about
yeah.
you?
Super easy. It almost like reminded me of like a Justice League comic that you would get in like a box of cereal or
Mm-hmm.
something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but like in a really like in like the best way, like even better than that could ever be.
Yeah.
Uh,
It has some heart to it, but
yeah.
there was never any surprises. Maybe that sounds
It,
bad,
well,
but
it was
you.
pretty predictable,
Mhm.
but like at the same time, like I did like I applauded it a couple times.
Mhm.
Like something would happen and it'd be like, oh, like it almost like it plays to your expectations well because it kind of makes you think like this is a pretty traditional crossover, and then they'll throw you for a loop a couple times with
Yeah.
a couple things. But then, at the end of the day, you sort of think about like this is the Justice League Power Ranger crossover.
Yeah.
So they better like uh, pull out all the stops. Um, yeah, I feel like the Ninja Turtle crossover
I feel
was
like that was more complex.
it was
Or
more yeah.
yeah.
It made me think it would be different. Like it gave me a false expectation on how this
Yeah.
one would play out. Yeah.
Yeah. And not to say that it's predictable doesn't mean bad.
No, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say thumbs up. We'll do a little slight spoilers in here,
Yeah,
but definitely a book worth reading. Um,
definitely, especially if you're a Justice League fan. I mean, I would say that even like, especially if you like the Justice League cartoon and you like
mhm.
Power Rangers, but you've never really read Justice League comics, because all the information they give you in the comic isn't necessarily like exclusive to DC Rebirth, which was what was coming out at the time,
Mhm.
or anything like that. Like you would know everything you need to know just with like a base knowledge of the DC universe. So
Yeah,
yeah,
agreed.
yeah,
And the writer Tom Taylor, I looked him up. He looks like he's done a lot of DC stuff, DC and Marvel, some Star
yeah.
Wars books, a lot of Injustice it looked like, but you just get your straight superhero Batman, like super everyone is who you imagine them to be, just like you mentioned in the Justice League kind of animated
Yeah, it
universe.
kind of feels like the cartoon. And they even keep the supporting characters pretty tight. Like people you recognize, like cameos from people like Black Canary and Green Arrow and Starfire,
Mhm.
and people that that you would be able to recognize.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
loved that this book does follow kind of Zach is the main protagonist on the Ranger
yeah.
side, which I always enjoy getting one of our
It
not Tommy or
or
Jason
Jason,
to be
yeah,
the
or even
focus.
Kimberly, who gets a
Hmm.
lot of focus in the comic.
Yeah.
Zach, yeah, Zach being the lead was very cool. It felt cool. It felt like it was necessary to the plot to focus on a ranger that way.
Hmm.
But at the same time, it also felt like it could have been any of them.
Yeah.
Like Zach. It does seem like they're playing off of the personalities that comic versions of these characters have.
Mhm.
It's like as opposed to the show, even though they're pretty much the same. But the the show. Sorry, I'm trying to think about what I was going to say. Um, um, the the characters don't necessarily like the Rangers themselves don't necessarily like have like a ton of like an arc in the book, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And I even thought especially it was weird to have characters like don't expect Tommy to do a lot. You know,
yeah,
you'd think Tommy would have a big role in this, but he doesn't really. He's sort of just there, you know. Yeah.
yeah. There's some of the in the back of the one I have. It's the alternate like covers for the
Mhm.
issues, and it's like Green Ranger versus Superman,
Yeah.
and I don't even think that happened. You
No.
know?
I mean, I think that like I would have loved for like a Green Ranger lantern, you know, or something like that.
Yeah,
But at the same time, they kind of leave it. They leave it open at the end for another one.
yeah,
There's a cliffhanger. So
yeah.
yeah,
Let's talk some moments because
yeah, good
because
moments.
yeah. So maybe some spoilerific here, but so the Rangers go to this other dimension, the DC world,
Yes,
and
they pretty much effortlessly get there. Like
yes,
it's like no trouble at all. They're like
yeah,
they can just teleport there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and then Zach meets Batman. I guess we're just getting
Mhm.
to spoilers. Zach meets Batman, and I love how he's just like, how was I supposed to know you were a good guy? Like, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. You don't smile. Like
Yeah,
he's talking about like how like it's like good guys always smile, and it's like, but Zach, the mouth on your helmet doesn't move. Like you know, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Um,
I would say Zach. It was a little forcible when Zach's like, "You're clearly one of Zedd's monsters." And
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
bro, I look like I have a human chin. You know?
Some of the lines feel like they could be from the like straight out of an actual crossover in the show.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
you won't trick me, Zed, you know, or something like that. Or even like all the jokes that the Justice League make about the dinosaurs.
Hmm.
You know, they're like, I never expected a dinosaur robot. It's like, okay, like we get like they have dinosaur robots, you know. But those moments are still really cute. Like I love that they especially set up for like um Zed, you know, main antagonist is Zed teaming up with Brainiac, which is like
Yep.
Brainiac is like classic fodder for
Yeah.
any crossover or any big DC event.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
makes
yeah.
a lot of sense. But I like how they incorporated Brainiac's like Shrunken City collection.
Hmm.
Very Injustice, speaking of which.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that was very cool. They made it. It was very cool because it felt like they found synergy for what Zed's like where Zed's strengths would come in. It's
Mhm.
like, oh, we just need another kind of Finster type guy to provide monsters. So
Yeah,
like Brainiac and his collection of aliens will be a perfect fit for that. You know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Zed, even though he's teaming up with Brainiac and it's against the Justice League, he still comes off as the Fox Kids villain where it's like Brainiac's the real kind of menacing guy
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Zed is over here like tapping on glasses and Brainiac's like
Like,
thing.
don't do that. That's
Yeah,
annoying
yeah,
them. Yeah.
Brainiac's like
Yeah.
he's a kid at the zoo and he's like, don't do that.
Zed has a couple moments where he's acting kind of silly. But yeah, it's. I mean, but you know, he feels classic Zed. Maybe not so much the Boom Studios Zed as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
like you said the Fox Kids. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean everything that you'd expect to happen pretty much happens. The Justice League invite the Rangers to the Watchtower, and um, you get
Yeah.
great moments. You know, great individual team up moments when like the Rangers have to go around the world and fight the monsters, and they give a Zord to each like grouping of heroes.
Uh-huh.
Did it feel like to you they were trying to keep them themed, like with the characters? You know, like
Ah,
like
I didn't think about that.
Jason's like in like a Superman group,
Hmm. Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and
Okay.
then and then Kimberly's with Wonder Woman. I think, yeah, and
Yeah.
Tommy's with Green Lantern, and Zach is with Batman. So I feel like they were trying to keep it like color coordinated a little bit. Plus, like Wonder Woman's not pink, but I guess
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
And so I thought that was kind of cool. Like
yeah.
it made me feel like, oh, like they're really trying to make it felt well. Really, what the book feels like is like a kid could read it. You know, a kid
Yes,
could
very
read it
much
and be
so.
like I I'm loving this. Like these are, it's very kid friendly.
Yeah. And you don't have to know anything about really either side. Like
No.
it kind of takes it's its own bubble. You don't have to be like the Boom Studios books don't really play into this at all.
No, they don't. They don't. It very much feels like it could like almost to the point that I would have loved to have seen like I would have loved to seen the book done in the Ninja Turtle style where like the Rangers and the Justice League just live on the same planet and like we talk and like they're like different versions of those characters, Yeah.
The two things I want to say before we wrap up is I didn't care for that the Rangers lose their powers in this.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, it's like every crossover or something happens.
Crossover. And it's like, oh, well, we're going to get Red Ranger Superman,
Yeah, spoiler, we don't, but
we don't. But you get some other cool stuff. If you're a DC fan, you get some cool stuff because you're like, oh, they each get weapons from the Justice League Armory, and it's almost, I think it's better than when they did it in Turtles when they got like the ninja outfits.
Yeah, that was kind of just like jackets and stuff.
Yeah. Where did you find a T-shirt with your logo on it? Yeah.
But I think it's funny. There's one moment where they go because the Power Rangers, like in the universe, they've appeared on TV shows.
Yeah.
And in this world, they have to go to like the UN.
Yes.
They're dressed like DC characters.
Red Ranger's Tommy's wearing the Red Hood helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very menacing, but he's like, hey, like. We're the Rangers. We don't look the same.
How menacing can you be when you have Tommy wearing Lex Luthor's suit of power armor? Like it's like, oh, didn't that guy try to take over the world? It's like, but anyway.
Yeah, different universe. But
they do reference him being president, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really funny. They looked very they looked very silly, but there's a lot of moments in that too where you were like, okay, this was written for kids. Because like they go up and like Wonder Woman's like, please listen, like it's like they even like bothered to have a scene where they talk to the UN.
Yeah. I think it was a thumbs up. I know we don't have much time in the viewing globe here, but
okay.
I say thumbs up. Totally read it. It was a quick, easy read. I loved Superman in this. He's always like, Zach would be like down about something, and Superman, I feel like, had so many speeches like, get up, like
classic Superman. I know. And Flash was pretty funny in it too. Like all their personalities seemed pretty on point. Yeah. And I also think that if they make a sequel, you definitely would want to read this one because now that they got all this sort of like tropey team up stuff out of the way, it seems like they were setting up for something really exciting at the end. You know, so like so you don't want to miss out. Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Alpha, he gets some play in this.
Alpha has some moments. Sorry for like to end the review like that. Yeah, but if Alpha fans, if you stayed with us, definitely read that comic. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Doug and Mac, we're the More Phenomenal Pod. Find us on Spotify, iTunes, a whole bunch of other places.
Instagram
at the Morphin Pod. We do some cool stuff there as well. Hope to have you join aboard our Power Ranger kind of cruise here. And as we say here, it's not less phenomenal.
It's more phenomenal. Yeah.
Totally in sync.
Okay. Yeah. Always in sync.
Yes.
Yeah.